We got some work done on the KT17 today. You can see the cylinder barrels are back on. Valves are in and adjusted. And we learned some stuff along the way. So the first thing we learned is that the cheap eBay gasket set is junk. So there are a couple things in the gasket set that are okay. The crank seal on the mag side is actually the exact same part number from the original seal, so that's fine. And the PTO side, that seal's fine. Looks just like the original and has the same part number. The first thing I ran into though was that the KT17 that uses the gasket between the cylinder barrel and the engine block, the thickness of this gasket is not factory spec. So I got one cylinder on and my valve lash was way out. I had like 20 thousandths on the exhaust and I had like 9 or 10 on the intake. And these are in spec, these are on the high side of the spec. I think you can be up to 6 on the intake and up to 14 on the exhaust. So I had to make the decision of what to do about that. And what I decided to do was eliminate the gasket and just go with an RTV sealant, which drastically decreased the valve lash. Now I did have to, do quite a bit of valve grinding on the stems to get them into spec, and it also is going to increase the compression. You can see at top dead center, piston is just about flush with the face of the cylinder, which it was not before. So we've definitely increased compression. Not that I wanted to. It's a tired engine with the used bore and re-ringed and everything. I'd like to give it an easy life, but it is what it is. It got us by. We've got the new cylinder head on this side, and I checked everything. Everything's clearing fine. It's not like the piston's hitting the head or anything like that, so that's all good. The valves are in, as I said. The other gasket part of that kit that sucks are these valve stem seals for the intake. They're junk. They don't fit the valve guide boss very well. They just want to fall right off. So I ended up having to glue them on to hold them into place. And they are not the same as the original as far as the sealing surface goes between the valve stem and the seal. The originals have like a nylon insert inside the seal, so it's not a rubber really seal, it's like a nylon insert. So those are junk too, but they will seal and they will stay in place if you glue them in place. So anyway, it's back together somewhat. The plan is going to be to, we also put the fuel pump block off plate on here, so we're not going to be using that mechanical pump anymore. The plan is to put the head on this side, put the flywheel on, put the starter on, which is, nope, not this side. Long day. Starter on. We'll put the starter on, and then we'll crank it over with the plugs out and make sure we've got good oil pressure. And then we'll check compression tomorrow and see what we've got. Poor old KT. We'll see what happens. I'm not terribly optimistic, but they are tough little motors, so we'll see.